Wonderful. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lebanon Utility Service Board meeting on January 6th, 2015. Would like to call the meeting to order. Linda, I'm going to confirm that this meeting was properly advertised and noticed. And we did have a work session prior to this meeting, but no actions or no decisions were made in that meeting. So at this time, I'd like to invite everyone to rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We have a short agenda, and actually we made it a little shorter, I do believe, but first item is the approval of minutes. Did everybody get a chance to review the minutes?
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion and second. Do I have any comments, questions, concerns? So all in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion will carry. Item number 4, we had on the table a discussion about the funding of our pension plan. And with a couple of questions that came up, we do believe that that is something we're going to table for tonight. But I do believe I need a motion to table that item.
Yes, please. I would move that we table the pension finance funding.
I second that.
All right, I got a motion to go ahead and table item number 4 to change some of the pension funding, to update those. If anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? No? So all in favor of tabling that item, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries. Told you we're going to move through this. Next item is discussion about committees for the board. I did send everybody some proposed committees. Did everyone have a chance to look at that? So a couple points I'd like to make. The committee structure that we have is not a required structure. It's something we've done in the past, at least since I've been on the board, and I can't imagine it's been for longer than that. Currently, we have three committees: the pension, the budget, and the personnel. What I'm going to propose is that we combine the pension and the budget committee into one committee that we'll call the finance committee. And I've asked Neil Taylor and Gary Ladd to serve on that committee. And the second one will still be the Personnel Committee. And I've asked Dan Lamar and Jim Urban to sit on that committee. Really, those committees are there to help work through issues and get a deeper understanding of what's going on to bring to the general board. So I'd like to ask anyone, does anyone have any questions, comments, discussion about this?
I would move that we accept the proposed committee structure.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or comments, questions on this? So all in favor of proceeding with the board committees as proposed, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? As part of that, and Jeff, I'm not sure how I want to address this. We've had a lot of discussions in the past about the board being engaged with the different departments and different utilities. So we'd like to propose setting up like a liaison where one member from the board would be tasked with getting to know the different departments and the department heads and the individuals in that department, just to give kind of a sounding board and a direct link for the department heads to the board in case there's any issues or things that might arise. So I don't know, do we need to set that up as a separate motion?
It really depends on how formal you want to make that. It doesn't need to be something that is designated beyond just an agreement within the board that, hey, this is going to be your informal board representative. If you want to approve that, that's fine, and formalize that. I don't have any issue with that, doing it either way.
Okay.
You know, I think to that point, as a liaison, you're not doing business, you're not taking action, it is a liaison. And unlike the committee's decisions will be recommended to the board, it doesn't change the structure of the board. The board is a governing board, a governing body, so we don't want to be in the management of. But in prior administrations, prior management teams, it was discouraged that the employees of Lebanon Utilities have any conversation or any contact with the board. And those are the barriers we're trying to break down. So I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't, you're not extending any authorization to that person.
Great.
So there's nothing that person's doing beyond what their board authority already is. You're just designating some representatives informally within the board.
Okay.
So however you want to, it's really a you pick them.
And I think it's very positive, what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Although the employees have to know too that if there's a personality conflict with their liaison, they can actually go to any board member or management,
Yeah, that's the vision that I see, Gary. I'm with you on that, yeah.
And like Dan said, there had always been not always, but in the past, there'd been a real no-no of board contact with the employees. Really want to break that down. We want the employees to be comfortable if they have an issue, that they can talk to someone. Now, anything that is being said will be held in confidence. Okay, so this is not going to be retaliatory or anything like that, but it is a way that give you an open ear so that we can hear some concerns that you may have an issue or a concern with going to your manager with, because maybe the manager's the problem, but gives us just a direct link to the employees. So with that in mind, what I've kind of put together is I actually broke it down into the 4 utilities, and I actually added a 5th kind of admin for those employees of the utility who don't per se go with one of the different utility departments. And the liaisons I've put together are for the electric department, Dan Lamar. For the wastewater would be Gary Ladd. Jim Urban handling the eye lines. Neil Taylor, water department. And then I myself would take the admin, that kind of catch-all. And I want to kind of challenge each one of the board members to get in front of those people. Let them know who you are, let them put a name and a face, and get comfortable if they can contact you and talk with you. And so with that being said, I don't know of any motions or anything need to be made.
No.
Well, anybody have any questions, thoughts?
Alan, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's important too that and we stress that, we, first and foremost, we want these employees to feel comfortable going to their managers, but that we're an outlet for them to the board if they want it, need it, and I think it's good. So thanks for putting that out there.
Great.
I would encourage the board or Mr. Whitman to somehow communicate that structure to all employees, whether it's posting it on the website or just a mass email.
And in your staff meetings,
Happy to do it.
encourage your managers to let everybody know what's out there. Good doing.
Happy to do
Okay.
it.
All right, okay, agenda item number 6, the board meetings, dates and times. We've had some discussion about changing our date and time of our meeting, maybe making it a little bit later, changing the date. We're still struggling with coming up with the right time, because what we keep kind of coming up with butts up against another meeting and potentially gives us some conflicts. So at this point, we're still in the investigation stage on that. So I would like to entertain a motion that we table that item until the next meeting.
I'd move that we table deciding on meeting dates until the next meeting, and at the same time, go ahead and include in that motion having our next meeting on January 20th at 4 p.m.
All right, so basically at the same time that we've had going
Yeah.
in the past, until we can kind of make sure that the room's available, the times are available, and all that. So I do have a motion on the table.
Second?
A motion and a second. Any questions, comments? So all in favor of tabling, do we need to split that in two? Tabling item number 6, but then setting the meeting date for January 20th?
It was encompassed into one motion.
Yeah, he made it into one
Okay.
motion.
All right, so everybody in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That would carry. Next, we have an update on the new electric ops building, and I'm not sure who's carrying that one.
Well, Pete and I both will. In summary, the construction remains on schedule for a third or fourth week, substantially complete date for the operations building. Concrete block wall work is being completed this week. That is a view of the front of the building. You can see that the roofing system and the vestibule is ongoing. And if I had a view of the other end, the canopy area is also being completed. This is a view of some of the bays where the line trucks will be stored. The steel stud framing and mechanical, electrical, and the plumbing rough ends are all set to begin next week. They hope to have, within a few weeks, the building enclosed so that they can start to work inside and get out of the cold weather, which will be more cold next week. So Vectren is helping us with that. They're going to install a gas line. I believe that is scheduled for next Monday. So we'll keep the workers warm. But as you can see, things are moving along very well. It does look like a building. You can tell where the engineering area is. You can tell where the line trucks will be going, that you can essentially enter the drive and drive entirely around the building on asphalt, and you can get a nice 360 view of the facility. Are there any questions?
You said the substantial completion the end of March?
Third or fourth week, that's correct.
March, we're on target for that.
That is correct.
Pete, are you happy?
I am, very happy.
Good.
Happier when I get in.
Good. Good. Does anybody have any questions for Mike or Pete? on that?
Pete?
And it looks like it's time to pay the bills.
I make a motion, we pay the claims.
Second?
Motion and second to approve the claims. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That will carry. Anybody have anything else they want to bring before the board today?
Yes, please, I have two items.
Perfect.
A decision was made last year to outsource our IT department. Sondy Solutions, an Indianapolis information technology firm, was selected to be our IT company, and they have begun to take responsible charge of our computing system. They're getting themselves up to speed. You see their staff here basically every day of the week at this point, so they are establishing a presence. I would say the initial first couple of weeks of that presence have gone very well. They seem to be very thorough. They take time to be responsive to questions that we have. They seem to be really on the ball with what they're doing. The second item that I would like to present is just a request for everybody to please remember to be safe out there. Thank you.
I have one item I'd like to bring up. Does anybody have anything else before I would like to take a second and just say to Dan Lamar, thank you. For 3 years, you've led us, and we have gone through tremendous progress, tremendous change. And just because you're a couple seats down, I still got your cell phone number. I will still catch you. But I want to thank you for leading us for 3 years, and also for giving me the guidance and help to hopefully go forward in the progress.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, very much appreciated. Well, and for the record, I like the expedience of this meeting too, so. See new leadership, we move a little quicker.
If you start tabling items, it goes quick.
Thanks, Alan.
Anybody in the public have any comments, anything they want to bring up? Nope. Well, then I will remind everybody, the next meeting has been set for January the 20th at 4 p.m. I would imagine there will be a work session before that, either 2:30 or 3 o'clock. We'll have to work that through, sit and figure out 2:30. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Gambler man rolls the dice, working man pays the bill. It's still